Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Factorio. I'm 7foot Dustbunny, and today you will see that, well, I got a little bit worried about the defense. I had a couple of attacks here from probably these groups, so I've extended a wall and bots and everything all the way up to our existing wall up here. And the bots are on the case of getting all that working. These have gone in, but the posts haven't. I don't know how many posts we've actually got available. We should have posts available. There should be quite a few. So we'll see how that goes. I might end up making some more just by hand to make sure we've got enough. But the bots themselves should be able to develop out a bot network from here, which I've wired in. You can see the bots are coming in en masse. I might need to, put like sort of a cross leg in to kind of help the bots out here. Because as you can see, there's a bit of a dead spot there where the bots are struggling to get the reach they need to travel down without too much issue. So, oh, that's the wrong type of post I'm using there. I need that one. So if I get that one in and working, I can get one here, and that should help the bots get across there without too much issue. And I might also see if I can just put one in the gap here to help fill up. I don't need the logistics network all the way across. There's ways for the logistics network to work there. I just really need a place for the bots to recharge so they don't do this slow move action. And you see there are bots now hammering around all over the place. This is nailing our power supply, but eventually we'll be able to deconstruct all of this down here. At the moment this is now pretty much only secondary. And you see they're queuing up here at this particular one to recharge. But we'll go down and have a check on the nuclear situation. So just going down and having a look at the nuclear situation, this is one thing that's a bit of a bugger that is happening at the moment with this setup. Is, as you can see, this has enough to start another process, but really what I could do with is putting that in one of these and making sure that this has enough to get started so that it's producing as well, because otherwise you're going to end up with them all just building up lots and lots and lots, and I want this to start working as soon as possible. So I need this to get going as soon as it can. So I might have to come down here and temporarily just make sure that it's picking up, that we spread this out into these to make sure we're producing 8 new uranium as often as we can. Because at the moment that is not happening. As you can see, there's a good one there that's kind of stuck, but as these start using it, it will come down. Really, that should be somewhat prioritized to take from that side, but there's not a lot we can do about that for now. He's gonna... Okay, bots, there you go. But I'm gonna go and make some extra just basic wooden power poles, as I'm not making those anywhere, and then we'll go and have a look at the circuit situation. Okay, so the copper ore over here is looking good. See, I've even got I even loaded on a second train to really get this up and running. Now, the big problem we've got now is going to be we need iron. Over there, this iron patch Oh, I thought I had a oh, I thought I had one of these there. But that iron patch is actually looking a bit sad. I don't know if I can actually get it to select the iron. We're down to 9.4 million, but there's a lot of ones around the edge which are starting to go red to show that they're out of juice. So we're going to need to source new iron for this purpose at least. And that iron is going to be this 29 million over here. And this iron may well end up servicing our other areas in the future. So again, this is probably going to need protection of sorts. So I'm going to have to start looking at laser turrets for that as well. And at the moment, we're still holding okay on power. But it is getting a bit skittery and it's not always keeping up. Okay, so I went and set up some basic protection around the copper here, just in case, because I think we're going to start tickling these, and I'll be doing the same around the iron. But in the meantime, what we need to set up as well here is just to bring some extra track down this way to get us over towards that iron mine, because without that we're gonna lack what we need to get the job done. And this whole setup here, I'm probably gonna try and copy the best I can, just directly with the copy tool, this whole junction and everything. I'm gonna turn it the other way around, and hopefully I'll be able to use that on the most part. So my plan is to grab pretty much all of this set up directly like that. Some of this I'll have to remove in a minute, but the bots won't have actually come and made it, so that won't be a big problem. I mean, ideally, I think got to work out which way the train will come in. The train should come in on... Well, I should be able to elect what side the train comes in on, because this T-junction goes whatever way I want it to. So, while we already have things here, I think that's too close. I don't really want... I think I might be restricting myself there. I don't know. No, it should be okay. So I think I'm going to just go with that and plonk it on pretty much directly like that. Now, this section of track I'm just going to get rid of there so it's not in the way. Same for that power pole, if I can actually select it. Well, don't need to, let's just do it that way. These will have to go in a bit. Now, I could always move the input around the other side there. But again, I'm not actually going to do that. I'm literally just going to rip this off of here. The other thing I'm going to copy is actually going to be this one. And then I'm just going to take that off there. Yoink, like so. And I'm not even going to bother running it through the track here. I'm going to run it just around. I think it's going to be easier, because I need the space to paste this in anyway and line everything up. So I may as well just run the 4 around the outside of the track. That's at least my plan. So I'll just bring it down like this, take this over and run it around the outside of the track. That one I've just broken. Excellent, I broke it again. Fantastic, let's do that. Yes, you'll have no power, I know. It'll be fine. In fact, I think I can do it like that, which will work better. No, okay, let's do it. Fine, that'll make me happy. We'll do it that way. That is good enough for my liking. And get those in. Bring it along here. You can see obviously there's a laser gun there. That's going to have to disappear anyway. But we'll bring all that along like so. Doesn't matter that it goes through there. This one we can get rid of. Don't need to worry about that. And then why do we have... Is that my eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How do we have 5? How do we have 5? Because I am a fool, I tell you. Oh, this is where I kind of wish I had the personal robo port. I don't have the personal robo port set up yet, because the personal robo port would mean that I could just get my personal robots, which are in my pocket, to do this for me, and they would just slap that out. The other thing I need working on that is robots building this track out so I can actually get more belt, because I'm gonna run out of belt. So I can actually bring this in a little closer. There's no need for it to be that far. So if I bring that one into there, I can get rid of that. Well, most of that, he says. Not all of it. And then this can go there. And oh look, I've got these on the bar twice. There you go, I can get rid of it. Good news. Right, so that needs to go there, that needs to go there, and this one needs to go here. I think that is right. Looks good. There we go. Perfect. That one goes there, that one goes there. And we're... oh no. I've installed it incorrectly. There you go. Bring that one down, and then I'm basically out of track, out of belt, so I'm gonna have to ghost that in for the minute. That's alright, because the bots will deal with that as they get this way. As you see, there are bots out there building track and getting things going. Again, this will be hitting the power supply, so if I check on that, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I'm trying to keep the science going. The military science not going so well. I might actually have to pipe that over at some point, because it's not going the greatest. I don't know if it's given me more wood yet. No, it hasn't. These I'm going to need to get rid of. That's okay. I kind of need some coal anyway, just in my pocket, for I built like a personal train to get me around. Now, these we might grab a set from up there, because I can't remember if I did it with the spacing or not. I think I'll probably do it with the spacing, and I have assumed here 6, but because I'm going this way, I'll probably need more than 6. I'll probably need to adjust it, but what I'll do is probably do it like that. And it's not the most efficient in terms of actual how fast you mine stuff, but that's really not going to be the problem. The problem is going to be how fast, or well, how much we're consuming. And to be honest, we will not consume everything we can kick out in a single hit, so that will be fine. So we'll need to ghost a belt going down here, like so, and we'll grab, that should do. We should be able to, I don't know, I kind of like them to be lined up. I don't know why, it's an odd thing. Why is that not working there? Is there something there? Oh, there you go. There was a train signal there, right on the edge. So we'll chuck that in. Now, actually, truth be known, you see, this is the problem with copying that. Those power poles don't need to be there. If we turn it into a blueprint, you can actually remove the power poles off the blueprint and just redo it that way. But the problem is I'm too lazy for that. So this one will be the basis of things going forward, and we're going to build another set. See, again, what I can do is space it out to here, because as you can see, the area, you can see the like turquoisey teal or turquoisey area out the back of the miner. It will grab all of that zone, so I can actually leave space between the two. Again, it doesn't make for super fast mining, but it makes it efficient on things like power, and it makes it efficient on just how long each miner lasts in terms of sort of lifespan before things get out of hand. Well, before it has to be picked up. Why is that not lining up? That's interesting. There might be a fault in my copying here. I might want to copy that again, make sure it's actually working correctly, because I'm worried there's a power pole missing. So we'll get this in and see how many lines it's going to give us here. That's on the back of there, so that's one more. Yeah, and I think that can go there, no problem. We'll space the next one out in preparation. There, and again we'll space the next one out there, and we'll space the next one out. Oh, can go one more, which is good because I want to catch that end bit right there, and then we can work out the rest. That should be fine. Should be fine, and that goes there. And that goes there. And the only thing that's worrying me here is whether I put too much space here. No, I haven't, but there seems not to quite be the link up between the two there. So let's just put a power pole in there and in there to get that link up, to make sure that power is getting across. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Typical. Of course, 7. So we might want to delete this and go 7 into 4. It just makes it more balanced. So let's go to the blueprint library, and we should be able to look in here, and we want a 7 into 4, which looks like that. So escape out of that and rotate this round, and Bob is your father's brother, as they say. Then we're going to need to, let's just ghost it. Oh, that. Oh. Well, okay. Fine. I should have just brought those down like that. At least for now. And then maybe I'll bring it a little bit further down. I don't know. Oh, didn't mean to do that. This one will ghost this way. So I'm basically having to ghost all this in at the moment, because if I don't ghost it in, it won't get built. Oh, that's the one thing I always screw up, that the corner track direction. So you need to get those in. Let's get that in. We now know where this is going to go because we've sort of settled on it. And bring those in. And as we can see, the bots are now starting to bring stuff over here. So our bots are turning up and they are starting to bring our parts over, which is good. We can actually see how we're doing over here and see what's missing. We're missing walls. I mean, we're missing 2 nuclear generators, but we don't care about that. Walls should be being manufactured over here somewhere. hopefully the walls are ongoing as quickly as they can be. At the moment, there are some systems grabbing walls. They are being made. It's not a super fast process. I mean, what we can do is speed that up a little by basically upgrading these. That will actually speed that process up a little in making the blocks, which will feed that better. The bots can get and do that for us. That is one good thing about ghosting and having your area covered by radar. You can actually go back to it and you can make changes like that on radar and the bots will get to it. So let's bring this over, let's bring this over, let's bring this over, and let's bring this over. There we go. It's never quite perfect. Oh, I've done it again. I was wondering whether I'm not in the logistics area, so I was just thinking to myself, I wonder if logistics bots will show up in a minute with what I need. They will not, because I'm not in the logistics zone. But what this should do is get us everything we need to get that building. I'll say the track is on the go. I don't know why that bit of corner track is missing. Why is this corner track missing? Because there appears to be a double thing in there. That's okay, we can fix that. Hopefully we are not missing a signal there. What I'll probably do is, just for safety's sake, it's often good just to check like your junction template or whatever and make sure. But I grabbed it from next door, of course, so it'll be what it'll be. Should be alright. And bots are off. Like here, I'm actually in a logistics zone already. There is no power getting here yet. That's because there will be once this gets working. Some of these miners have already started working. The other thing I'm going to need to do is think about getting this sorted with in terms of defenses. So again, what I tend to do is build like this, then build one about halfway, and then again I tend to use these power poles and they don't quite work on distance. See, ideally it would be tempting to put it there, and that's not quite halfway then, but I like the fact that you can get this. See, it's not quite halfway. I mean, the other way to do it is to put one there and put one there, and then you build that up. Put your wall down. Excellent. Pick your wall up and ghost it. Oh no. Okay, not to worry. We'll just do that and then we'll get rid of this. Yoink, like that. And then what we can do is simply copy that out. What I'm going to do though is make sure that in a few places there will be a connection. So I'm going to copy this around to basically put a defensive wall around this area ready for any attacks. And I might even extend that wall back to here and then remove the bits there, because that might be a good way of rebelling. I mean, the problem is we are going to get a bunch come up here, so I'm going to have to tuck this around this way a bit, because I'm sure we're going to get areas where these little buggers are going to attack us. So we need to get that sorted. So I'm going to sort that out and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so the wall is now laid out. I'm just going around really making sure that there are several points of connection to the wall, because it's a good idea to make sure that these are connected in several spots, because if the biters happen to kill a post or something like that, you want the rest of the guns to still keep firing. So I tend to like to build a bit of an internal power network around them as well, just to ensure that you don't lose connection at any particular point along the way. Or if you do happen to have a break in the connection here, you've not got to wait for the bots to come and replace it before the rest of the guns keep firing. So quite important little tip there, really, to making sure the guns keep firing. And I'm just going to walk around the other one and do the same, just to make sure. I've basically laid it right up to this area. This covers all the copper and all the iron. This will be absolutely hammering our power network. We might even brown out like this, because things are going to be getting hammered pretty hard at this moment in time. I mean, this has already got several connections. So yeah, while this is all building, there are so many bots flying around and doing their thing and coming in and charging up that it's absolutely killing the power situation. I'm going to head back to the factory now, and we'll see how I'll go and check how we're getting on down here, and then we'll start looking at setting up the circuit run and making sure that the train works here. This is all going in. This will be installed very shortly. Why is that not powered? For some reason it's not quite powered. That's alright, we'll ghost one in. Logistics wise, there's probably some bots chasing me somewhere for logistics for certain things. I've actually asked for a bunch of wood just so I can make some more of power poles, because I'm concerned I'm going to run out of them. So I'm going to take the train home, and I'll see you back at the factory. Okay, so I'm back at the factory, and I've actually just started technology that will be really useful, which will be bot cargo size, because if it increases the amount the bots carry, bots will get twice as much work done. As you see, there is stuff here flying around all over the place. Logistics bots have been chasing me. I ended up putting a couple of storages down there because I realized bots were traveling all the way back with some of the items just to take them back to storage. I mean, they had to travel back anyway, but it's not the ideal. So hopefully now at least the track over there will be complete. Not quite. So what I need to do is have a look at this and rename this to iron pickup. So this is going to be iron pickup 1. Yes. And then we'll change the one down here to be iron drop off. So this should now be iron drop off 1. There we go. And we're good to go. So let's go out of the map mode. And this should be iron coming into here. So now we just need a couple of trains, which I should be able to build, because again, I requested it, but we're not building them, so I requested the bits I needed to make a couple of trains. This will probably only need one train, I suspect. Because it's going into 2 lines, it will probably only need the one train. That's at least my thoughts on it. At the moment, we'll put the train in position, and this will start loading the train up with fuel, which is awesome, because we need at least one location to load the train up with fuel. And then we can give the train instructions. So we'll add station iron pickup, and there we will actually put a wait until full on there, and then we'll go to iron drop off, which I obviously spelt wrong, and then we'll just put wait until empty, and that will go, and that should now be able to go on to automatic, and off it goes. Now let's see, if I change the name of this, is that going to break my train? It might break my train. Shouldn't break the train, but it might break the train. The train should. Look, there's already iron coming, so it will be filling up. And this, yeah, it does auto update. I mean, it's not coming with the lines heavily saturated. Bots are still working on that, but as you can see, there's a lot of iron being mined there, and already that train is going to be filling up. So very soon we'll have iron flowing in to these, which is excellent. So the next plan will be to get the the green circuits producing. Now, green circuits, we already have green circuits up here, and I'm basically going to be using this template for green circuits. So I'm just going to grab it and use it as the basis. I will need to upgrade it to red, but that's fine, that's fine. So one thing I think I need to do just before I get too heavily involved in this is go down to nuclear and just check on things down there. That should be enough space for that for now. So I'm just going to let that get building. In fact, I'm going to stick the upgrade on there and let that get underway, and then we'll have a look at this in a minute. I might even actually change my upgrade planner to upgrade the let's do that second. Oh no, don't trash it. How is it I get in there again? There it is. Yep. So I want to change yellows to blues. Should be fine, but I will just make sure it's all okay by upgrading all the yellows to blues, and things will get on for doing that. Now, there is a limit to how long you can make these. I don't remember what that limit is, if I'm honest, but we'll find out. So I'm also not happy at how fast the nuclear is going. It is starting to go. There are a few running, and I'd noticed a fault in one of my filter inserters, which had got copied up a couple of times, so that was giving a problem. But we're still not going fast enough, and I think we're going to need to be going much faster. So I'm going to double this up, and we'll have 16 of these running. But as you can see, as far as I'm concerned, we're not kicking up fast enough. Because while there's 2 here, there's 19 there. See, there's almost enough to get another one running, but not quite. I can get that in there. It's not quite enough to get another one running. I also noticed another flaw, which is causing this not to empty, as you can see. So what you want to do is have a splitter. Let's take this one off a second. A splitter here, but with priority input from the right. It says. So as it will prioritize taking that input from there. In fact, the there's a better way to do it all over. I think. Because I think if you put those just on the outside, those will be fine, they'll get picked up. We'll see. What I'll do is I'll just put them on the outside for now. And then hopefully these will drain. See, because at the moment they're not draining. So I need to make some more centrifuges, which I'm going to start doing in my pocket. And we'll get back to the green circuits. Okay, so here we are back over at what will be green circuits en masse in the not too distant future. So I think I'm going to hope that one of these is enough to feed at least one of these, if not two. So this one, for example, will be getting piped up to this one. Do I want to move it any closer? I mean, I've got quite a bit of space. And it's always good to leave yourself a bit of space for the unexpected. So I'm going to leave myself space for the unexpected. And in the meantime, we're going to grab... we're going to extend this down a bit, actually. Yeah, that'll be fine. In fact, I'm going to take that off. Just stick that there. And we worry about having that on, having the radar on later. Let's put the radar, I don't know, let's put a radar there. There you go, should be fine. Now, we'll take this, like so. Hopefully I've grabbed everything I need there. And I'm going to put that down here. I don't know how, like I say, I don't know how long I can, how many I can do before I saturate the belt. And I notice that for a long time it looks like the end one has not been actually fully done. So, you know, nope, did that the wrong way around. There you go. So that needs to be... Oh, I'm going to need to recopy that, aren't I? By the looks of it. That's annoying. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll save ourselves some effort by making that the right way around at least, and making that one the right way around. Now I think one of these will be enough to fill multiples of the iron. The coal isn't going in, which is why the iron's not flowing, but I'm not too worried about that. We'll sort that in just a moment, because I'll grab this, and what I need to do is just repaste it down so we get rid of the issues, and it will also complete the belt at the same time. So the first thing I'm going to do is hope that this run is going to work. This might be too long. I might have to shorten this, but we're going to have multiple of these, so we're going to check out how well it works first, and then we'll look at stacking out multiples. So this copper is 100% dedicated coming up to here. I got it right. Yoink, there we go. Perfect. And there'll be a splitter here. Yoink, whopping the copper in. And here we're gonna go across, and is power transferring? Power is transferring, beautiful. And for some reason there is, oh goodness, there's a spot missing, which we're going to have to go down and fix along the line. Go, there we go, and there we go. Okay. So how are we doing on this? Let's knock out, while we're walking around looking at this, a bunch of these. There we go. So anyway, I will finish hooking this up next time when the bots have installed all that in, because I've just realized we've run out of time. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe as always, and join us again next time when green circuits will flow aplenty.